So I think I'm gonna take this opportunity right here by this White Blaze on the Bruce Trail today with amazing views around me and designate myself, my camp name, to be used as also my trail name, which is Good morning. Well, I am just heading out on a solo on the Bruce Trail this morning in the Hockley Valley area, and it's truly solo this morning, so I have no child attached to me on the front or the back, nobody tailing me. In fact, I'm the only car in the parking lot this morning, and it looks like this is where I'm heading to get onto the main trail, and believe it or not, it is now blue skies. When I left the house this morning, it was pretty gray and foggy, and I was kind of under the impression that I might get a little wet today, which was a little concerning because it's going to be kind of chilly today, and so I didn't want to be cold on the trail, especially when you're just out for kind of a day hike just to enjoy yourself. And so I'm just kind of excited to be out here alone and checking out the trail and having some fun. I'm enjoying a muffin that my mom made for me. They're very good, black bean, so gives the illusion of being chocolate, but it's so good and so healthy for you. So come along with me today as I enjoy this hike, and I'll take you along, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as I do. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? It's one of my favorite things. Seeing the sun come through the trees. It's just beautiful. Even with all the leaves on the ground and the trees getting bare for the winter, it's just gorgeous in here. It's amazing. I mean, I'm only about 450 meters in, but talk about elevation. Straight up from the car, and that's just the side trail to get into the main trail. So I think this is going to be a challenging section. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's the beginning of a side trail there. I took the other end of it to get onto here, so who knows, maybe I'll take that one back, but we'll see when I get to the end. And this is the way that we're going, so check out this downhill. It's a little bit slick because of the leaves. You want to make sure that your footing is really good, because one misstep and you're tumbling when you're by yourself. One of those things that you certainly want to make sure that you've got safety measures, because at the end of the day you want to make sure that you're good and safe. Maybe I'll kind of talk about some of the things that I do to make sure that I'm safe when I'm on the trail hiking alone, and maybe I do something a little bit differently than you, and if you do something different than me, then feel free to comment and share your expertise, because I'm always looking to learn. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, well, I'm certainly not worried about being cold. The terrain on this section of the trail is really quite difficult, and we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down, and I expected that. I mean, obviously, looking at the map, I knew that there was going to be up, down, up, down. I am on the hunt kind of for some abandoned ski hill stuff, because apparently this used to be kind of a small downhill ski resort of some sort, and I have come across a couple of areas where there's like metal stuff and whatnot, but there's so many trees that I have a hard time believing that that was the area where they used to downhill ski, because obviously you don't want trees. So either I haven't come across it yet, or it was so long ago that they've managed to get the forest to fully grow over. Thoroughly enjoying this hike this morning. I'm the only person out here. I haven't come across anybody, and even the one road that I crossed, you would never know it's a road. It's kind of like a back dirt trail that you would never want to attempt in the winter in our area. That's for sure, unless you've got kind of some sort of snow vehicle or hardcore 4x4 something or other. Anyway, I was talking a little bit earlier about safety, and now that I'm kind of on an area where the trail isn't so bad for up and down, I can kind of talk about that a little bit. So the one thing that I for sure never leave home with out when I'm doing a solo hike is my whistle. So I have two. I've got a Fox 40 that I have on my wrist, and that's habit from my camping days when I was a kid. So I attended there for quite some time, and kind of as you get into the older age groups, especially your leadership and training, counselor and training, that kind of stuff, you have the opportunity to go on Bruce Trail hikes that are overnighters, or canoe trips or kayak trips. And that's one thing that they always make sure that as leaders they always had with them were whistles. So I make it a habit to never go anywhere without it. Mostly if I'm by myself. I do have one on my pack as well, as you can see here. I've never actually blown into it to know how loud it is, but I'm going to assume that it's kind of one of those little high-pitched toy whistle sounding ones. So I rely on my Fox 40. I know that it's a strong whistle that'll be heard a long way away. On my back today for my day hike, I just have my CamelBak. It's just a little day hike pack that I use, and in it I have a first aid kit. Obviously I've got water in there. I have my phone. That's what I'm using to record today. I always make sure it's 100%. I never go into the trail without it being 100%. Anyway, I'm stopping here because I've got a bit of a switchback, so I am going to shut the phone off. But before I do, just check out this valley. The phone doesn't really do it justice because it is quite deep, but it's just gorgeous. And again, the sun coming out through the trees from behind me there. So it's just wonderful in here. And so I'm assuming that the trail is going to go down possibly into that gorge down there. But I'm not really sure because it goes the opposite way of that down this big hill. So anyway, I'm going to continue on, and I'll check back in with you a little bit later. All right, no, definitely does not go down into that gorge, but I do want to show you what it does. So it does go up these stairs. So that's going to be kind of fun. It's so neat how the trail volunteers, kind of put these things together to make trail slightly easier. Anyway, as I was saying, it's awesome that volunteers come out to take care of kind of things like this to make going up a steep section like that a lot more enjoyable. So there it is down there. So thank you, a big shout out to all you volunteers, and I hope one day that I can maybe volunteer and give back to this wonderful organization as well, because I enjoy it so much. The plan is to eventually through hike this baby, and obviously the challenge right now is I've got 2 little kids at home, and to pick up and leave for a month or so, which is generally how long it takes to through hike the Bruce Trail. It's a lot to leave 2 little kids under the age of 4 at home. Wow, this section of trail really has yet to disappoint. Look at that. I know you've got the fence kind of in the way. See if I can get a better shot for you. One of the great things about hiking in the fall is you have leaves all over the trail. Now, I guess that could be a good or bad thing depending. Obviously, if it's a trail that's not very well marked, you can get lost really easily, but that's not the case with the Bruce Trail. However, one thing that I find kind of funny today is the downside to leaves sometimes, I guess it protects you from the mud if the trail is a little bit muddy, but you don't actually really know when you're stepping in a muddy spot. So I kind of feel like I'm cross-country skiing at times today. I've almost gone down a couple times because I step and my foot slides. Thankfully, I've been able to stay upright. Certainly just goes to show that you always have to watch yourself. So let's hope that I don't end up in the mud. So far, so good. I did stop to take a little bit of a break at a stream. Gorgeous little stream right in the Gulf of the Valley. And I got onto a rock in the middle and had some mud on my shoes and just about ate the water. So good times. All part of the experience, right? So thoroughly am enjoying myself this morning. I've got about 4K, I guess, or so to get back to my car. And it's gonna go way too quickly, I think. Man, I wish I could be out here all day. Thanks for coming along with me.